At Cape Kennedy tonight, the countdown continues smoothly for tomorrow's launch, the first manned Apollo flight.
Coming up on 1 minute. Mark, T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We are go for Apollo 7 at this time. All reports look good from here in the blockhouse at this time. All aspects of the mission go, T-minus 30 seconds and counting. Coming up on the 10-second mark. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We have ignition. Commit liftoff. We have liftoff. This is launch control. We have cleared the tower.
Roger, tower clear. "24 seconds out. 40 seconds. The roll program is complete. Into the flight. All systems go on the ground and in the air.
You've got speed, Apollo 7. Thrust is okay. Roger thrust. Roll, roger, roll.
Very early in the flight, the general pattern of go for Apollo 7 was established in a conversation between the spacecraft and mission control at the Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston, Texas.
Right on the old button.
Very good.
Stand by. Cut off. J2 cut off.
Beautiful.
Fido.
Flight Fido, we're go.
Go across the board.
CMC looks good, flight.
25,553. H dot is minus 4 balls 1.
Across the board, Apollo 7, we have you go for orbit. You're go for orbit.
Good evening. This morning, a rocket like this one, 224 feet tall, stood on that pad out there. Tonight, this much of it is circling the Earth in two parts. The S-4B second stage and the command and service module with Wally Schirra, Donn Eisele, and Walter Cunningham aboard. America is back in the race to the moon tonight, and here's what happened.
Apollo 7, Houston, how close are you now?
We're close to about 70 feet. It's tumbling rather wildly, so we try to stay away from it.
Roger, understand.
Ready to copy, Jack, go.
Okay, separation pad. 03020, all balls.
Something that will not be seen in the lunar flight or in any other forthcoming Apollo mission were the panels at the top of the S-4B stage. They will simply be jettisoned in the future.
Slot panel at the top, left, and bottom are opened at I would just be about a 45-degree angle, and the slot panel on the right is just opened maybe 30 degrees at the very best.
As we were to see in some of the most dramatic film ever returned from space, the crew would settle down to a weightless life in a spacecraft with 4 times more room than Gemini. There would be a host of other tests under a host of other conditions. The equipment and systems required to sustain men's lives, to guide and control and propel the spaceship, to provide electric power, to communicate with those on Earth, would time and again prove their mettle. The propulsion system, for example, was burned 8 times, and it behaved perfectly every time. All in all, though, problems were minor, and generally were readily overcome or solved. The spacecraft almost seemed to grow stronger as the days went by. But Apollo 7 was as much a test of man as of machine, and human errors were not taken lightly.
Apollo 7, Houston, we acknowledge the error on the ground here.
Worked out there. Apparently you can move up bird 3. How about giving us a chance to get some sleep?
The interior pictures were truly remarkable, and a second television transmission from the Apollo spacecraft will be carried live by CBS tomorrow morning, Wally Schirra permitting. The transmission expected around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Good evening. The Apollo 7 astronauts are well along on their space mission today, and their biggest problems, at least as they tell it, are cracker crumbs in the cabin and the common cold.
Coming to you live from outer space, the one and only original Apollo opening roadshow. Starring the great acrobats of outer space, Wally Schirra and Walter Cunningham. Yeah.
Picking up, I can read it now, just a minute. It says from that lovely Apollo something. You guys should write.
Apollo room. High atop everything. High atop everything.
Looks good. I can see Wally handling it now. Donn has a smile on his face, and there's Walt.
But Apollo 7 was as much a test of man as of machine, and human errors were not taken lightly.
Apollo 7, Houston, we acknowledge the error on the ground here.
Okay, I'd like to have the ground get to work and look at the sleep website, because
The error had led to an interruption of a sleep period for the astronauts, who were understandably irritated after days of hard work. It was imperative that this situation be remedied. There were also those problems to which man is susceptible but cannot control, like the common cold. As the cold spread to all three astronauts, doctors feared that there might be discomfort, even pain, with eardrums as pressure increased during re-entry. The astronauts were able to cope with the problem, however, by taking decongestants and holding their noses and blowing to equalize re-entry pressures. As the flight of Apollo 7 proceeded day by day, confidence in men and equipment grew. The astronauts became accustomed to their home high atop everything. They had a chance to evaluate it as a place to live and work in space. There was a chance to photograph Hurricane Gladys, which raked across Florida and headed out into the Atlantic. There was a chance to photograph areas of the Earth not previously pictured from space. For example, the coast of Chile and the Andes mountain range.
The three Apollo 7 astronauts staged their last television show in space today, and then fired the huge Apollo rocket engine to put them in position for tomorrow's splashdown.
I'm now going to pan back for one last time across the cockpit here, and I guess this will end our weekly series with this broadcast.
Okay, we lost you there for about 2 minutes.
Standing by for a post-burn update.
Okay.
Got a main bus A and main bus B under voltage at SEP, and we got all three batteries on. Nothing more we can do. We're reading 25.2 volts.
Copy that.
From motion picture film recorded during an earlier unmanned Apollo mission, we get some idea what the trip back through the atmosphere was like.
2,000 feet altitude, 2,000 feet. Now, from the Essex, we're told that the crew has been reading our calls from here loud and clear. We have not heard from them, however, the Essex has. We got no visual sightings, several electronic sightings coming in. Our SQ-2 is proceeding on a bearing which they think is the spacecraft. As yet, we have no range estimate.
Not entirely unexpected. Apollo 7, called by Schirra a fine spacecraft, but a lousy boat. Instead of staying on its bottom like this, turned turtle in the water with its nose down. The astronauts then couldn't send any signals from their radio antenna. They're underwater. They inflated 3 bags and brought the spacecraft back upright like this. Once this was done, the antenna was free. Apollo 7 was located. The crew finally brought to the Essex 50 minutes after splashdown.
In less than an hour after touchdown in the Atlantic Ocean, the flight crew emerged from helicopters which had brought them to the recovery ship, the carrier USS Essex. And the next manned Apollo flight can be undertaken with confidence that our brand new spacecraft is, as Commander Walter Schirra reported, a magnificent flying machine.